At any point ended up gazing at the roof at 3 a.m. thinking about how to marshal the strength for one more day. We've all been there. The majority of us have those minutes when life feels like a constant tempest, and all you're searching for is a reference point to direct you through, well, you're in good company. And that is where apathy comes in, leading our sincere thank you to our unemotional local area. Just crossed 50,000 endorsers, that is 50,000 or more spirits chasing shrewdness, strength, and a way ahead in it. Testing times is not only a number, it's a demonstration of our system quest for a superior life now. If you're new here or haven't done it yet, hit that notice ringer and buy into why. Since we're going to plunge profound into 8 apathetic illustrations that have the power to change those hard days into venturing stones, is expected for people who truly look for the solidarity to persist through the hardest days. Here's my challenge to you to watch this video to the end. Show yourself that you're genuinely devoted to pushing forward in any event. When circumstances become truly difficult, do you acknowledge we should start one? Embrace the Current Second Life has an interesting approach to tossing curves at us. In some cases, it seems like we're shuffling 1 million things immediately. What's more, the heaviness of the world is on our shoulders. Recall when you felt the heaviness of an approaching cutoff time, or the sting of a new shock. However, here is a mysterious ability to survive. These difficulties lie in the present second. It's not difficult to lose all sense of direction in the concerns of tomorrow or the second thoughts of yesterday. Yet the main second we genuinely have control over is the one happening at present. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman ruler and one of the most powerful, unemotional thinkers, once said you have power over your brain. Not external occasions understand this, and you will track down strength. This statement isn't simply an extravagant line of words. It's a source of inspiration. It reminds us that while we can't necessarily control what occurs around us, we have some control over how we respond by zeroing in on the present. We can pursue decisions that line up with our values, and in doing so discover a genuine sense of harmony in the midst of the confusion. So next time you get yourself overpowered, take a full breath and ground yourself in the current feel. The air around you, pay attention to the sounds, and advise yourself that this second right at this very moment is where your power lies by it. You're not simply to embrace the present, you're flourishing to endure the hard days in them. And as time passes, you're building strength, insight, and strength for whatever comes straight away, too. Practice appreciation amid the battles and hustle of our regular routines. It's very simple to concentrate on what we need for the botched opportunities, the things we want yet don't have, and the difficulties that appear to be unconquerable. However, there's a straightforward practice that can shift our point of view and carry light to indeed even the most obscure day's appreciation. By pausing for a minute to recognize the positive qualities in our lives, we not just track down happiness, yet additionally fabricate a groundwork of versatility against life's storms. Seneca, an eminent unemotional thinker, carefully expressed genuine joy is to partake in the present without restless reliance upon what's in store. This intelligence advises us that satisfaction doesn't come from continuously needing all the more, however, from valuing what we as of now have, whether it's the glow of a companion's grin and the solace of a home, or the basic delight of some tea. There's continuously something to be appreciative for. Also, in some tea, maybe you can taste the recollections of giggling shared with friends and family, or the comfort it given on a chilly, desolate evening. By perceiving these minutes and loving them, we develop a mentality that sees the silver lining in each cloud. Appreciation, anyway, isn't just about recognizing the great times, it's moreover about tracking down beauty in our battles. Each challenge we face is a chance to develop, learn, and to become more grounded. So whenever hardship rears its ugly head, recall to delay and find something. Regardless of how little to be appreciative of, this training won't change what is happening. Yet it will change how you face it, and frequently that has a significant effect. The develop inward strength life's process is a lot like cruising on tremendous eccentric oceans. Occasionally are quiet and tranquil, while others bring savage tempests that challenge our actual center. It's during these storms that our internal strength turns into our generally important resource. This strength isn't about physical, it's about the versatility of the soul, the grit of the brain, and the mental fortitude of the heart. It's that murmur amidst bedlam encouraging us to hang on only a tad longer. Epictetus, an unemotional thinker of incredible prestige, once announced, "It's not what happens to you yet, the way that you respond to it that matters." These words act as a signal to direct us to comprehend that our responses, molded by our internal strength, characterize our excursion outside occasions regardless of how overwhelming have control over us, provided that we award them that power by developing a hearty internal identity. We can confront affliction with beauty, turning impediments into venturing stones towards self-awareness. Developing this internal fortitude requires reliable exertion. It's about everyday decisions, little demonstrations of fortitude, and embracing difficulties as any open doors for development. It's tied in with looking for shrewdness, gaining from encounters. And it is to grasp that each mishap example in mask, as we support this strength inside, we do not just prepare ourselves to endure life's hardships, however, additionally to cruise towards the skylines we once thought inaccessible. Recall, it's not the shortfall of difficulties that characterize a satisfying life, yet the capacity to rise above them with unflinching inward strength. 4. Practice tolerance. Have you at any point watched a blossom sprout? It doesn't race to reveal its excellence. It takes as much time as is needed, unfurling petal by petal, uncovering its magnificence in its own wonderful second. Similar to that blossom, our lives also have a beat, a speed at which things are intended to occur. And similarly, as the blossom doesn't rush its blossom, we excessively should gain proficiency with the specialty of tolerance. Each time you held a friend or family member's hand during a quiet second, wasn't the implicit bond felt more profoundly than words could convey? Marcus Aurelius, the apathetic sovereign, once pondered, time is a waterway. A rough flow of occasions saw once and as of now conveyed past us, and one more followed and is gone. This significant reflection reminds us that time with its steady stream conveys with it the two difficulties, and wins our anxiety frequently comes from a longing to control this stream, to hurry the great and keep away from the terrible. Yet evident strength lies in grasping that we can't order the waterway in time, yet we can pick how we explore its waters. Tolerance isn't only about holding up, it's about holding up with design. It's about understanding that each second has its importance, regardless of whether it's not promptly clear. At the point when we practice persistence, we're not simply awaiting our chance. We're effectively getting ready, developing, and advancing. So when the right second shows up, we're prepared to embrace it completely. So the following time you get yourself becoming restless, recollect the sprouting blossom and the streaming waterway. Get it that your second will come. And when it does, it merit the pause. 5. Comprehend what is inside your control. Life's a piece like a turbulent night. Thunder thunders, lightning strikes, and the breeze yells, attempting to knock you off your feet. You can't order the tempest to stop, nor might you at any point direct the way of the lightning. However, you can decide to light a candle to track down a safe house to hold tight to what keeps you grounded. There's no need to focus on controlling the tempest. However, getting it, what's inside your grip, and what isn't. Epictetus, an indifferent mastermind from a long time ago, murmured a reality that still repeats today. We can't pick our outer conditions, yet we can continuously pick how we answer them. It's a straightforward yet significant acknowledgement. We squander such a lot of energy worrying about things past our arrive at things we can't change, regardless of how diligently we attempt. Yet imagine a scenario where, all things considered, we zeroed in on what we can impact: our responses, our feelings, our choices. These are the candles we can light against the murkiness. So when life's storms rage, recall this: you have the ability to pick. You can't stop the downpour or quietness of the thunder, yet you can conclude how you'll move in the downpour, or on the other hand, whether you'll fall from the clamor. Perceiving what's inside your control is freeing. It's the initial step towards not simply getting through life's storms, be that as it may, flourishing in the midst of them. And as the first light breaks, you'll observe that the tempest wasn't the story. It was about how you decided to confront it. 6. Gain from affliction. Envision briefly a smithy producing a cutting edge. The metal, once crude and unshaped, goes through serious intensity and strong pounding. Yet with each strike it becomes more keen, more grounded, more refined comparatively. Life's difficulties, however they may appear to be cruel and unfaltering, have the potential to shape us, to refine our character, and to shape us into better adaptations of ourselves. Seneca, an old apathetic scholar, once pronounced, "Troubles fortify the mind as work does the body." These words, however exceptionally old, reverberate with immortal truth. Challenges, mishaps, and difficulties aren't simple impediments in our way. They are open doors, chances to develop, learn, and to find qualities we never knew we had. Each preliminary we face is an example in mask ready to be unwound. Embracing affliction doesn't mean chasing out difficulties or delighting in torment. It implies perceiving the innate worth in our battles. It's tied in with moving our viewpoint from seeing difficulties as weights to review them as venturing stones towards intelligence and development. So when you end up amid life's red-hot preliminaries, recollect the metal forger and his cutting-edge midlife grasp that with the right attitude, affliction can be the very force that shapes you into a showstopper. 7. Look for insight. Intelligence isn't a gift, offered upon a picked. Not many. It's a fortune frequently inconspicuous, sitting tight for those with the fortitude and assurance to search it out. The very truth that you've ventured this far, diving into these illustrations, is a demonstration of your authentic quest for astuteness. Your responsibility is exemplary. What's more, an obvious indicator you're on the right way. The antiquated emotionless thinker Seneca once commented, "As long as you live, continue to figure out how to experience this." Isn't only a call to assemble information, however, and greeting to look for more profound comprehension to address. Reflect and develop genuine insight isn't tied in with knowing all the responds to. It's tied in with asking the right questions and having the lowliness to gain from the two victories and disappointments. Effectively looking for shrewdness requires an open heart and an inquisitive brain. It's about listening more than talking, noticing more than appearing, and grasping that each individual you meet, each insight. Your experience holds an example of shrewdness, isn't an objective. It's an excursion, a venture that improves the spirit, hones the brain, and expands the skyline. So as you forge ahead with this way, recollect to appreciate each step. Each knowledge and each disclosure must have, if beauty turning to direct, by turning T into direct the by into on, amid turning, to direct the by into on, by into having bought off in the mission for insight. The actual excursion is the most noteworthy award. 8. Develop sympathy. Have you at any point stopped to consider the fights others may be battling, stowed away behind their grins or quiet looks? Our venture through life is one of a kind, filled with its arrangement of difficulties and delights. However, amidst our individual battles there lies an open door, a brilliant string that can wind around us nearer to others. The demonstration of sympathy. Marcus Aurelius once expressed out loud that whatever harms the hive harms the honeybee. This opinion, however basic, conveys significant profundity at the point when we broaden graciousness, understanding what's more, sympathy towards others. We're not simply helping them, we're sustaining the aggregate human soul. Empathy isn't pretty much having that sympathy or distress for somebody's incidents. It's about understanding their torment as though it were your own and making strides anyway, little to mitigate it. Developing empathy requires a cognizant exertion. It's about listening more than talking, feeling more than judging, and acting more than just seeing in a world that frequently feels isolated. Empathy fills in as a span, associating hearts and patching wounds. By embracing this excellence, we not just elevate others, yet in addition view them as a more profound feeling of direction and satisfaction in our own lives. After all, in the great embroidery of presence, our strings are joined, and when we pick empathy, we're picking a more extravagant, more consonant, virtuoso plan. For every one of these 8 indifferent examples will brace your versatility, serenity, and assurance during testing times. By embracing them reliably, you'll be prepared to lead an idealistic and content life in the midst of the mayhem and capriciousness of the world. In any case, don't simply carelessly believe me. Put these examples into training and witness the groundbreaking outcomes. Energizing news. We'll make a unique declaration before long. Stay tuned so you don't pass up a great opportunity. If you found this video important, please offer it a go-ahead and share it with your companions, and remark underneath with "I will continue onward" or "I never surrender" to mean your devotion to these lessons. If you are new here, buy and hit the warning chime for additional illustrations on antiquated intelligence. Doing so not just upholds us, yet additionally assists us with arriving at more people looking for old insight. Thank you, especially for watching, and see you in our next video. To observe more unemotional shrewdness recordings, select one of the recordings that will show up on your screen. Currently, stay unemotional.